Tonight, breaking news, 3 Israeli women freed by Hamas as a ceasefire deal goes into effect. The popular social media app TikTok says it's in the process of restoring service to more than 100 million American users, and 70 million people from North Carolina to Maine brace for a massive winter storm hitting the east right now and bringing some travel to a standstill. First, freedom for 3 former hostages as the ceasefire in Gaza holds. The tumultuous scenes as they are taken by the Red Cross to Israeli forces now back in Israel, capped with joyful reunions with their families after 471 days in captivity, all kidnapped by Hamas on October 7th. They are the first of what's expected to be 33 hostages released by Hamas. The agreement allows for desperately needed humanitarian aid to begin flowing into Gaza. We have team coverage. Ian Pannell reports from Tel Aviv. Tom Sufi-Burridge is in the West Bank. TikTok makes a comeback. The popular social media platform says it's in the process of restoring service to more than 100 million American users after a show of support from President-elect Trump. How it's all playing out. With just hours to go before returning to the White House, Trump holds a rally in Washington, D.C. Thousands line up for his triumphant return to office. As the new administration prepares to hit the ground running, cities across the country are ready for a promised immigration crackdown, with plans said to be under review. Nearly half of the population is bracing for an Arctic blast as a massive winter storm slams most of the East Coast from North Carolina to Maine. The new concerns tonight about bird flu after the virus is found in commercial poultry in Georgia. The countdown to the college football national championship is on. The teams, the fans, and a preview of the big game. While the pros get down to business, the city's waiting with bated breath for a shot at Super Bowl 59.
From ABC News, this is World News Tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this eventful Sunday. I'm Lindsay Davis reporting from Washington, D.C. on Inauguration Eve. Donald Trump, the 45th president, is just hours away from becoming the 47th president. But we do begin tonight with extraordinary events in the Middle East. 3 hostages emerged today as part of that ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. This is the moment when Hamas handed over the women in a crush of soldiers. The Red Cross returned the women to Israeli forces after 15 months in captivity. The heartfelt embraces and emotion as these families have the reunions they have demanded and hoped for more than a year. Thousands gathered in Tel Aviv Square, cheering and clapping as the women reclaimed their freedom. And since that ceasefire started earlier today, more than 550 humanitarian aid trucks have entered Gaza. The ceasefire was delayed for 3 hours, and during that period, an additional 13 Palestinians were killed. The second round of the hostage release is now slated for Saturday. We have team coverage tonight. ABC's Ian Pannell leads us off from Tel Aviv.
It's been a day of high emotion, of hugs, tears and relief. The first 3 hostages released from Gaza as part of that fragile ceasefire deal. And after 15 months of hell, the guns finally falling silent. 470 days after the attack on Israel on October the 7th. This is how the day unfolded. 3 young women, Romy Gonen, Emily Damari and Doron Steinbrecher, brought from captivity by the very same group that massacred so many and took them captive. Incredibly, it's gunmen back on the streets once again, controlling the crowd. The women were handed over to a Red Cross convoy before heading back into Israel.
Incredible scenes here after 15 months of heartbreak, of dashed hopes, of disappointment. Finally, the first glimpse of one of the hostages in Gaza on her way home.
3 daughters on their way out and 3 mothers anxiously watching it unfold. And when news came through that they were on the way home, an emotional dam burst wide open. Romy Gonen's dad unable to keep his feet on the ground any longer. With the sun beginning to set, Emily, Doron and Romy exiting the Red Cross cars. Their faces say it all. Now inside IDF vehicles, the former hostages back on Israeli soil. And within hours, finally reunited with their families. In one of his final acts as president, Joe Biden announcing a deal he's worked on tirelessly.
The deal that I first put forward last May for the Middle East has finally come to fruition.
And here in Tel Aviv, jubilant Israelis watching the transfer live as the former hostages changed hands, laughing, cheering and crying. Celebrations today for Israelis and for Palestinians too. For Gazans, this was the first time it was safe to be out on the streets in 15 months. Almost 2,000 Palestinians held in Israeli jails also expect to head home again. And those desperately needed trucks carrying food and medical supplies for Palestinians finally crossing. But just look at what's left of their homes, their communities, their lives. A city, a land largely reduced to dust. For some, relief to see their homes spared. So many have lost everything. Despite the pain of a war that's cost more than 46,000 Palestinian and more than 1,800 Israeli lives, the ceasefire is a seed of hope planted amid the ruins.
Lindsay, this ceasefire is extremely fragile, and the incoming Trump administration is really going to have its work cut out to try and make sure that this deal does not break down. Lindsay?
Certainly a lot at stake, Ian. Thank you. Crowds are also gathering the West Bank tonight. They are awaiting the release of dozens of Palestinian prisoners as part of that exchange with Israel. ABC's Tom Sufi Burridge is there for us. Tom, give us a sense of what's happening there now.
Yeah, Lindsay, we have just received word that the buses carrying those 90 or so Palestinian prisoners, mainly women and young men, have left an Israeli prison down the road. You can see the crowd here that gathered. It's a pretty chaotic scene. And effectively, they're going to be bussed up here to this main square in West Bank. We expect celebrations here. We've seen the Israeli authorities clearing the road up here. Remember, hundreds more Palestinian prisoners will be released in the coming weeks. This is a phased exchange, hostages for Palestinian prisoners throughout the 6 weeks. But it's a chaotic picture here in the West Bank tonight. But we've just had word that those Palestinian prisoners finally have been released. Lindsay?
The energy there palpable. Tom, thank you. Next tonight, a reversal of fortune for TikTok. The popular social media platform is welcoming users back after abruptly shutting down before the start of a ban in the U.S. This comes after President-elect Trump vowed to delay the ban. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze with the new details coming in tonight.
Just hours after TikTok shut down the app for its 170 million users as a nationwide ban took effect, tonight it's back up and running.
We're back.
TikTok restoring service shortly after President-elect Trump stepped in this morning, promising to delay enforcement of the ban by signing an executive order when he takes office.
And as of today, TikTok is back.
Trump saying his administration won't enforce hefty fines against tech companies like Apple, Google, and Oracle that keep TikTok working. Attending his rally tonight, TikTok CEO, who will have a seat at tomorrow's inauguration alongside other big tech executives.
I want to thank President Trump for his commitment to work with us.
Trump's options to save TikTok are limited. The law that was passed by Congress with broad bipartisan support and upheld by the Supreme Court requires that TikTok protect national security by cutting ties with its Chinese owner ByteDance. Trump now suggesting a partnership.
But let the United States of America own 50% of TikTok. I'm approving on behalf of the United States. So they'll have a partner, the United States, and they'll have a lot of bidders.
The app's 14-hour shutdown overnight left users reeling.
And with that, the TikTok era comes to an end.
Anase Ijawuri left her job as an ER nurse 2 years ago to become a full-time content creator.
I feel like sometimes people forget that there are people on the app that are using this as their income, and so you're kind of in the middle, and it feels like they don't really care.
She worries other apps owned by ByteDance, like the popular video editing app CapCut that's still offline, may not return.
For so many, this is more than just a pastime. Elizabeth joins us now. Elizabeth, we know that ban was passed with bipartisan support and then upheld by the Supreme Court. Can an executive order from Trump reverse that?
Lindsay, a president cannot undo or change a law. He does have enforcement discretion. But tonight, Republican Senator Tom Cotton is warning that tech companies could still face billions of dollars in fines under this law in the future. Apple and Google are still not allowing new downloads or software updates of TikTok on their app stores. Lindsay.
its fate still quite uncertain. Elizabeth, thank you. President-elect Trump is back in the nation's capital for this, the eve of his second inauguration. He's holding a final victory rally inside the Capital One Arena, his supporters lining up for blocks. Here's ABC's senior White House correspondent, Selena Wang.
Tonight, President-elect Donald Trump taking a victory lap on the eve of his inauguration.
We won. We won. Take back our country. Tomorrow at noon, the curtain closes on 4 long years of American decline, and we begin a brand new day of American strength and prosperity, dignity and pride.
Trump supporters traveling from across the country to celebrate in the nation's capital.
Greatest American comeback in American history.
What is the #1 thing that you want Trump to do?
End the war in Ukraine.
It's been a long 4 years, and I'm ready.
First Lady Melania Trump and the president-elect arriving from West Palm Beach overnight for the festivities, taking in fireworks from Trump's National Golf Club in Virginia. Tonight, the nation's capital on high alert with 25,000 security personnel and 30 miles of barricades. Nearly 8,000 National Guard troops from 40 states also supporting local police. The United States Secret Service saying today that while the country remains in a heightened threat environment, there is no active direct threat to the inauguration.
Lindsay, the intensely cold weather here tomorrow has upended Donald Trump's inauguration plans. Instead of holding an outdoor rally, Donald Trump tomorrow will come back here to this very same arena for a celebration event. Lindsay?
The city is certainly packed with supporters. Selena, thank you. And stay with ABC News tomorrow morning. I'll be joining David Muir in Washington for the second inauguration of Donald J. Trump. Continuous coverage begins tomorrow on Good Morning America. Next tonight, Trump's team is now reviewing plans to launch large-scale immigration crackdowns. Sources have told ABC News the raids would likely begin after the inauguration, likely in Chicago and then other big cities. Here's ABC's Maria Villarreal.
With cities across the U.S. bracing for sweeping deportation raids, as promised by President-elect Trump during his campaign, tonight his administration says it's rethinking where to launch the large-scale crackdowns. Sources initially telling ABC News the raids would begin right after the inauguration, likely in Chicago and then other big sanctuary cities. The operations involving high-priority criminal targets that DHS teams have been investigating for months, migrant targets that pose a danger to our communities. The plans first reported by the New York Times and Wall Street Journal, with Trump's border czar addressing the raids on Fox News.
They're going to be targeted enforcement operations. When ICE goes out, they're going to know exactly who they're looking for, pretty much where they'll find him. Others that are in the United States illegally. They may not be a criminal priority, but we're not walking away from them.
In a phone interview on Saturday with our Rachel Scott, Trump calling the raids a big priority.
We will stop illegal immigration once and for all. We will not be invaded. We will not be occupied. We will not be overrun. We will not be conquered. We will be a free and proud nation once again, and that will take place tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
We know Homeland Security agents will be sent here to strike fear in the hearts of our students and their families, and we are not standing for it.
Tonight, the news stoking deportation fears, lines wrapping around a federal immigration building in Charlotte as people try to get their cases heard. And in Chicago, nonprofit groups say people are terrified to leave their homes.
With all the rhetoric that's coming out, and I feel the anxiety is more the fear of the unknown.
Lindsay, border communities are preparing for what might happen, but so far no word yet on any raids here. That said, cities like El Paso, they've been through things like this before. So whether it's an influx of migrants or whether it's raids locally, they tell me they have a plan ready to go. Lindsay?
And we know dozens of emergency locations are also on standby. Maria, thank you. Now to the weather. There are ground stops and delays at multiple airports in the Northeast due to snow and ice. In New York City, crews are standing by, ready to go with plows and more than 20 million pounds of salt with 4 to 6 inches of snow possible. Let's bring in ABC's meteorologist, Samara Theodore. Samara, what do we know about all this snow and cold air across the country?
Well, Lindsay, while this is a fast-moving system, it will still be an impactful one. Snow not just falling here in New York City, but conditions will continue to deteriorate tonight for places like Boston as this storm moves and exits tomorrow morning through New England. We're also looking at the deep frigid cold diving into the south. Tomorrow for the inauguration, temperatures will feel like the single digits, feeling like -16 Monday in Chicago. And when we head to cities like Houston and New Orleans, it's there where we could see some wintry weather as well. We're tracking a storm Monday into Tuesday that could bring several inches of snow and sleet to the area. Winter storm warnings already in effect. And we're gearing up for another round of strong Santa Ana winds. An extreme fire warning, an extreme fire risk has been issued for places like Malibu and San Fernando, where wind gusts could reach as high as 80 miles per hour. Lindsay?
All right, Samara, thank you so much. And speaking of cold, we have a frosty, frigid battle. Big game night on Monday night, the college football playoff national championship. Ohio State against Notre Dame, the final game of the season. Both teams with a long and rich history of winning and a devoted fan base. More now from ABC's Will Reeve.
The stage is set for an historic showdown in Atlanta as the Ohio State Buckeyes and Notre Dame Fighting Irish go head-to-head in the first ever 12-team college football playoff national championship game.
To get to the national championship, this is what you grow up wanting to do.
OSU enters the game with one goal, to capture its first title in a decade. Buckeyes quarterback Will Howard says the team's prepared for a fight.
It's going to be a war, and it's not going to be given to us. We're going to have to go earn it out there.
Notre Dame needs their dominant defense to slow down OSU's high-powered offense if they have any chance of winning their 12th title in program history and first since 1988.
You got to put the work in today to give you a chance to have the outcome you want on Monday.
The two storied programs are ready for the biggest stage.
We're going to do what we do best and go out there and execute.
And the connections between these two programs are many. Notre Dame coach Marcus Freeman played at Ohio State. The two quarterbacks, Will Howard and Riley Leonard, were roommates at a football camp last summer. But there will be no friendship on the field at 7:30 Eastern tomorrow night when the college football playoff national championship game kicks off on ESPN. Lindsay.
Game on. All right, Will, thank you. There's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Sunday. The new warning about bird flu after the virus is found in a commercial poultry facility in Georgia. And the road to Super Bowl 59 narrows. Who's still in the hunt to play in the big game? Next tonight, the CDC is urging hospitals to fast-track additional testing that can detect bird flu amid higher levels of flu activity. A small number of people have tested positive for bird flu without a known exposure. This comes as Georgia is suspending all poultry activities after the virus was confirmed in a commercial flock. Officials do not believe bird flu has made it into the food chain. Authorities in the Turks and Caicos are investigating the shooting death of an American who was there on vacation. Officials say Cook County Sheriff's Deputy Shimone Duncan, a Chicago native, died after being struck by what appeared to be a stray bullet. She was celebrating a family birthday at a rooftop bar. Police are appealing to the public for help in the investigation. When we come back, why Washington football fans are celebrating after waiting for more than 30 years. To the index now, the NFL divisional playoffs are underway with two games today. The Eagles just defeated the Rams. On Saturday, the Washington Commanders did something they haven't done in more than 3 decades. They're headed to the NFC title game after beating the Detroit Lions. The Kansas City Chiefs also advanced with a little help from a star-studded cheering section, which included Taylor Swift and WNBA Rookie of the Year Caitlin Clark. The two watched the game together. When we come back, some of the memorable images from this historic weekend. Finally tonight, a look at some of the most memorable moments of a historic weekend. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden returned to Charleston, South Carolina, to the place often believed to have helped him revitalize his campaign in 2016. 5 years later, a warm embrace to Representative Jim Clyburn. In Tel Aviv's Hostage Square, the angst of the past 15 months replaced at least momentarily with anticipation as word came that the first wave of hostages were released after the most recent ceasefire agreement. A solemn moment today for President-elect Donald Trump as he placed a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier, paying his respects alongside Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. A weighty day in history, with many contemplating all that tomorrow will entail. And I hope you'll join our coverage tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Lindsay Davis. For all of us here, have a good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.